Welcome back. Let's now tell you about what is happening in Bangladesh. The country is on the edge once again. The interim government has appealed to people to remain calm after violence rocked Dhaka and other parts of the country. Security, we are learning, has been beefed up as a prominent leader, Sharif Oman Hadi, was brought to Dhaka from Singapore. Hadi, who was a student activist and a candidate in the upcoming election as well, was shot dead on December 11th. He died while undergoing treatment at the Singapore hospital after fighting for his life for 6 days. Now, the funeral, we are learning, will take place today in Bangladesh. Meanwhile, the interim government head, Yunus, has declared one-day state mourning today. The news of Hadi's death became the trigger for protests in the parts of Bangladesh, with thousands hitting the streets. Now, soon radical took over the streets of Bangladesh, with scenes of violence, arson, turmoil being witnessed in Dhaka and in other cities as well. In fact, that is as far as the violence in Bangladesh is in fact concerned. We are learning that a reaction is coming from the Congress party. Shashi Tharoor of the Congress party has posted on social media that he's deeply concerned by the reports from Bangladesh. The targeted mob attack and arson at the office of, in fact, the media outlets is quite concerning, is what he has said. And this after, as we told you, the security has been heightened in Bangladesh. And not just there, we're learning that the security has been heightened, in fact, on India's borders as well. BSF sources have told Times Now security has been strengthened on the Indian side of the checkpoints on the borders as well. Security is being monitored round the clock. So let me take you through what the Congress MP Shashi Tharoor has posted on social media. He's mentioned that he's deeply concerned by the reports from Bangladesh, the targeted mob attacks and arson at the office, and these are the two media outlets that have been targeted there in Bangladesh, are more than just an assault on two media houses. They are assault on the freedom of press and the very foundation of the society. I'm concerned about the well-being of the editor and the courageous journalists there in Bangladesh. The forced suspension of visa services at the Indian Assistant High Commission in Khulna and Rajshahi, driven by escalating security threats, is a major setback. The disruption directly impacts students, patients and families who were finally seeing a glimpse of normalization in cross-border mobility. With national election that is scheduled for February 12, 2026, the atmosphere of violence and intolerance is not good for the democratic process, is what you have mentioned. For a stable and prosperous neighborhood, the interim government must ensure that there's protection of journalists and also security of the diplomatic missions as well, restoration of calm in Bangladesh. So this is what Shashi Tharoor has posted on social media, saying that he's deeply concerned by what has happened there. There has been an attack on two media houses there, and saying that he's quite concerned about the well-being of the editors there. Also mentioning that there are elections in another 2 months in Bangladesh, and before that, such intolerance and violence on the street does not, in fact, augurs well for the democratic process. And these are the suggestions that he has for the interim government there in Bangladesh, that there should be protection of journalists, that a mob rule must not be allowed to prevail in Bangladesh, security of the diplomatic mission. And this after there was attack there as well. Diplomatic facilities must remain safe zone to maintain vital people-to-people ties. Extra protection must be provided for targeted embassies and consulates. Restoration of the calm, and that is what India has also been mentioning. There should be a dialogue which should, in fact, be there in the country, as far as interim chief Mohammad Yunus must take the lead to personally ensure that this does not happen. So these are the suggestions that Shashi Tharoor has as far as the situation in Bangladesh is concerned. Let's tell you what has happened over the last 2 days. As you can also see in the visual, there has been violence and arson on the street. For more on this, let me go across to my colleague Rishabh. Rishabh, take us through the latest as far as Bangladesh is concerned. There has been violence and arson on the street. On the other hand, we're learning that the security has been heightened as far as the India-Bangladesh border is also concerned.
Well, Akasha, definitely what's happening in Bangladesh is concerning. What we're given to understand right now, that the law and order situation is still not under control, and especially that today there will be namaz-e-janaza for Hadi, whose mortal remains have returned from Singapore to Bangladesh yesterday evening. After Shukran Namaz today, the Namaz Janaza will take place at around 2:30 p.m. India time. And what we are given to understand that leaders of NCP, leaders of Inqilab Manch and others are again planning more marches that turned violent in past, and now they haven't been able to curtail that violence. Even if we talk about US government has been talking about stringent actions, but we haven't seen those stringent actions in last one and a half years. Having said that, Shashi Tharoor is bang on point that the way things are unfolding in Bangladesh with impending elections in next 2 months, things doesn't look very good. The way media houses have been attacked, editors have been attacked, cultural centers have been attacked. Things are getting out of hand for interim government, and even hypothetically saying that if interim government manages to get the election done in the month of February, the new government, whichever that be, will inherit a fractured society that will not be easy to maintain calm with, and that is something that is the major reason for the region right now.
Absolutely. The government that has also appealed to people to maintain calm. This after there was arson and rioting on the streets of Dhaka as well. Thanks so much, Rishwa, for getting us all those details. We're learning that security has been heightened in Dhaka. Here is the ground report.
Right now I'm at Dhaka Karwan Bazaar, and as you can see, in a government building, the flag is half-mast to pay tribute to Hadi. The government is to announce one-day national mourning for Hadi's martyrdom, and as I can feed you up that his funeral prayer will be held at 2 p.m. after the Juma Salat. That's all I have right now from Dhaka.
And this will remain the top focus story for us here on Times Now. With this, a short break. We'll be right back.